Albert Einstein is one of the most known scientists in the world. He lived in the late 1800s and the 1900s. His ideas changed science and helped many new things. This short biography story will tell you about his life. It uses simple English words for beginner English learners. The text is a graded reader style. It helps English listening practice. You can listen and read slowly. The story will teach facts and show why his work is important. You will hear short sentences and clear words. The words include common verbs like think, work, learn, and play. You will also see simple adjectives like young, kind, old, and quiet. The goal is to help you learn English and enjoy a true life story. This story helps your English listening and your vocabulary. You can feel more confident when you hear English in video or audio. This story has many parts. The main parts are early life, education, work, big ideas, life in different places, awards, personal life, later years, and legacy. The story will show how curiosity and steady work can help the world. Learn English and enjoy this biography story about Albert Einstein. This story is also for beginner English listeners who want to learn English listening practice and new words. Early life. Albert was born on March 14, 1879. He was born in Ulm, a small city in Germany. His family moved soon after. They moved to Munich. His father, Hermann Einstein, had a small business that worked with electrical parts. His mother, Pauline, liked music and played the piano. Albert had one sister. Her name was Maria. People called her Maja. The family was warm and close in small ways. As a child, Albert was quiet and thoughtful. He liked to play with small machines and puzzles. He liked to take things apart and see how they worked. His father brought him a compass when Albert was very young. Albert liked to look at the small needle. He felt that some of the world was a mystery. He loved this feeling. At school, Albert was not always happy. Some teachers thought he was slow. He did not like strict lessons. He liked to learn by asking and by doing. In the evening, his mother played music at home. Albert liked to listen to music. He later learned to play the violin. Music was a calm place for his mind. Albert liked math and simple puzzles. He read books about science. He also read books about space and light. He had a patient mind. He liked to hold questions in his head and think for a long time. He liked to think about why the sky is blue and why a clock works. Education and early work. When Albert was a young man, he moved to Switzerland. He went to school in Aarau, and then to the Swiss Federal Polytechnic in Zurich. He studied physics and math. He had friends who liked to talk about ideas. He liked to work with small groups. After he finished school, he looked for a job as a teacher or a researcher. He had a hard time Finding a good job. In 1902, Albert took a job at the Swiss Patent Office in Bern. A patent office checks new ideas and machines. The job was steady and quiet. It paid well enough for his needs. The work gave Albert time to think. When he looked at patent papers, he read many ideas about machines and clocks. He used the slow time to think about light and motion. He wrote down many thoughts in small notes. While he worked, Albert also read and wrote about physics. He read the work of older scientists, and he thought about small experiments in his mind. He liked to test ideas in his head. He imagined light beams or trains that move. These thoughts helped him to see new things. The year 1905. In 1905, Albert had a very important year. He wrote several short papers that changed his life. These papers were about light, heat, and motion. One paper suggested that light could be like small bits, later called photons. This idea helped explain a strange effect called the photoelectric effect. This work later helped him win the Nobel Prize. Another paper talked about how fast things move and how time works. This idea is part of what we call the special theory of relativity. It said that the speed of light is the same for all people who measure it. It also said that time and space are linked. These ideas were new and strange. They changed the way people think about time and motion. He also wrote about small particles and how they move in heat. These ideas helped the science of atoms. The papers were short, but they held big ideas. Many people read them, and some read them slowly until they saw the meaning. Special theory of relativity. The special theory of relativity is one of Albert's best-known ideas. It began from simple questions about light and motion. Albert asked what happens if a person moves with a very fast speed. He used a train in his thought experiments. He imagined clocks on the train and clocks outside the train. He saw that time can pass in different ways for people who move fast. In simple words, the theory says the speed of light is always the same. It says that time and space are not fixed. They can change when an object moves fast. This idea seems strange, but it is true for very fast speeds near the speed of light. The theory led to many changes in physics. It also led to a famous equation, E equals mc squared, written E equals mc2. The equation says that mass and energy are related. A small amount of mass can become a large amount of energy. This idea helps explain how stars shine and why some reactions make a lot of energy. Many modern technologies use this idea in small or big ways. Work on light and quantum ideas. Albert also worked on the nature of light. He found that light could act like a wave and also like a small particle. This idea helped start a new field of science called quantum physics. He used simple math and clear words to explain his ideas. He did not accept all ideas in quantum physics later in life. He liked clear rules and simple images. He often said that science must seek clear facts. He also spoke about the limits of a theory and the need for more work. Even when he disagreed, his work helped the field grow. Life in Europe and the move to America. Albert lived in many places in Europe. He worked in Switzerland and later in Germany. He taught and did research at different universities. He married and had children. He had times of joy and times of worry. In the 1930s, the political situation in Germany became dangerous. Hitler and the Nazi Party came to power. They made life hard for many people, especially Jewish people. Albert was of Jewish heritage. He saw the danger and decided to leave Germany. He moved to the United States in 1933. In the United States, Albert found a calm place to work. He took a position at the Institute for Advanced Study in Princeton, New Jersey. He met different people, and he spoke for peace and human rights. He wrote letters to leaders, and he used his voice for good. Major achievements and honors. Albert received many honors in his life. One very important honor was the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1921. The Nobel Prize is a high award for science and peace. He received it for his work on the photoelectric effect and the nature of light. This prize showed that his work had real value for the world. He also taught many students and wrote many papers. He was invited to speak in different countries. He met other scientists and shared ideas. People saw him as a symbol of science and thought. He had a friendly face and a kind voice for many people. Personal life and character. Albert had a simple style of life. He liked simple clothes and he did not care much for fashion. He liked to walk and to play music. He played the violin with a calm hand. Music helped his mind to rest and to think. He was not a public showman. He liked quiet talk and long work. He had strong friendships, and he cared for people he knew. He wrote letters to friends and to young scientists. He liked students who asked clear and honest questions. Albert could be serious and playful at the same time. He liked small jokes and smart stories. He also liked to make a point with a clear sentence. He often used simple images to show a hard idea. For example, he used clocks and trains in his stories about time, family, and private life. Albert married Milva Marek when he was a young man. She helped him in many ways. They had 2 sons, Hans Albert and Eduard. The family had many hard times. Albert and Milva later separated. He later married Elsa, his cousin. Elsa cared for him and helped him in daily life. She also made their home a safe place to work. Albert had a complicated family life. He had love and loss. He cared for his sons, and he tried to help them grow. Even with hard times, he kept his work and his mind in a steady place. Challenges and a voice for peace. Einstein lived in a time of war and fear. He saw the rise of violent ideas in Europe. He used his voice to call for peace. He spoke against war and for human rights. He felt strongly that science should help people, not harm them. Even so, he knew that some inventions can be used in harm. He felt deep concern when he heard about new weapons. He urged leaders to be careful with science. He wanted people to think before they act. Later work and a search for unity. In his later years, Albert worked on a big idea. He wanted to find a single theory that could explain all natural forces. He called this a unified theory. He wanted a clear rule for gravity and for the other forces of nature. He worked for many years on this search. He used math and thought experiments. He did not finish the work. Many scientists later continued this search. His effort showed the power of steady thought and patient work. Final years and passing. Albert lived his last years in Princeton. He kept a calm life with work and music. He walked in quiet places, and he spoke with friends. He wrote letters, and he got visits from many people. He died on April 18, 1955, at the age of 76. People around the world remembered him with deep respect. Many newspapers wrote about his life and his ideas. Students and teachers used his work in school. Impact and legacy. Albert Einstein left a strong mark on science and on the world. His ideas changed the way people think about time and light. His work helped start new fields of study. This work helps many modern tools and ideas. The idea of relativity helps GPS systems to be accurate. Phones and cars use GPS every day. If we did not use relativity, GPS would give wrong places. The idea of light as bits helps modern technology like solar cells, cameras, and electronics. Many parts of our life use ideas that grew from his work. Beyond his science, Albert showed many values. He showed the value of curiosity. He showed that a calm mind and steady work can open new doors. He showed the value of speaking for peace and for the rights of people. He liked to speak for simple human kindness and fair life for many people. His life teaches that a small child with a curious mind can change the world. He teaches that simple questions can lead to deep answers. He shows that you can learn with patient work and clear thought. He shows us to keep asking and to keep learning. Everyday life and small habits. Albert had small habits that helped him think. He liked to walk a lot. He walked in parks and on small paths. He liked to walk in the morning and in the evening. Walking helped his mind to rest. He also liked to play the violin. Music was a quiet place for his ideas. He often played music with friends. Music helped him to feel calm and to think new thoughts. He liked simple food and simple clothes. He did not care much for fancy clothes. He wore a coat and a hat when needed. He liked to write letters. He wrote many letters in his life. In his letters, he wrote about ideas and about friends. He liked to have simple and good friends. He had a tidy desk and small notes. He kept small papers with ideas. He liked to keep a clear mind and a clear desk. He liked to speak in simple words. He liked to laugh and to smile with friends. Teaching and students. Albert taught young students and other scientists. He liked to explain ideas in simple ways. He used small pictures in his mind. He liked to use a train or a clock in a story. His students liked his clear words. He worked with students in Zurich, in Berlin, and in other cities. He wrote letters to students and to young scientists. He gave advice in simple language. He told them to ask clear questions. He told them to read and to think. He said that imagination is important. He said that ideas can come from small play and from calm thought. Letters and friendships. Albert had many friends by letter. He wrote to other scientists and to artists. He also wrote to leaders when he felt it was important. He used his name to help people and to speak for peace. He wrote to help Jewish people who left their homes. He asked for fair life and safety for people in danger. He kept many friendships for life. He liked quiet friends who thought in a calm way. He liked friends who loved music. He liked to meet with others to talk about simple ideas, simple explanations of big ideas. Some of Albert's ideas seem hard, but we can explain them in a simple way. One idea is E equals mc2. This is a short equation. The letter E means energy. The letter M means mass. The letters C mean the speed of light. The idea says mass can be like energy. A small mass can be a lot of energy. This idea helps us to know how stars make light and heat. It also helps us to build new tools. Another idea is that light can be like a wave and like a small particle. This means light can act in two ways. In some tests, light moves like a wave. In other tests, light moves like a small bit. These small bits are called photons. This idea made new science called quantum physics. The idea of relativity says time and space can change. If a person moves very fast, time can go a little slower for that person. This is true when a person moves near the speed of light. In daily life, this change is very small. But for fast machines and for stars, this change is real. Scientists must use this idea to make accurate tools. Stories from friends and colleagues. Many people wrote about small stories of Albert. A story tells that once a child asked him a small question. He answered with a smile and a clear word. Another story says he liked to give a small bag of coins to a poor child. These small acts show his kind heart. At the patent office, His friends were surprised by his calm way. They saw a quiet man who looked at papers with thought. They saw a man who wrote small notes at night. These notes grew into big ideas later. In universities, students liked to listen to his clear talk. They liked his small stories. They liked to see him play the violin after a long talk. How Einstein helped people learn. Albert liked to teach people how to think. He said, "Ask why and keep asking why." He liked people to use imagination and to test ideas. He wanted clear thought and simple tests. He liked small experiments that show truth. His way of teaching can help you learn English too. You can listen to a small story and then repeat it. You can ask simple questions in your mind. You can read one short paragraph and then read the next. This slow learning helps your ears and your mind. How his ideas help modern life. Many tools we use today need ideas from Albert and other scientists. GPS needs relativity to give right places. Computers and electronics use ideas from quantum physics and from light. Solar cells use the idea of light and electrons. Cameras use ideas about light. Medicine uses imaging tools that need physics ideas. Even when you use a map or a phone, you see the work of many scientists. Albert's ideas are part of this big work. He was one part of a long story of science. Simple experiments and thoughts you can try. You can try small experiments at home to see simple science. You can watch light and shadow. You can use a small mirror and a lamp. You can see that light moves in straight lines. You can listen to music and feel the calm. These small acts help you learn and to be curious like Einstein. You can also think in your mind. Imagine a train and a clock. Imagine that you are on the train and you look at a clock outside. Try to see how time can seem a little different for a moving person. These thought experiments are small and safe. They help you to think in a clear way. How to study like Einstein. Simple tips. Read short books and simple texts. Read slowly and repeat. Listen to graded reader stories and then read them. Keep a small notebook for new words. Write one sentence in English every day. Play calm music when you study. Walk while you think about a small problem. Ask clear questions and try to find small answers. These simple steps help your English and help your mind. They help you to keep a calm and steady study life. They are good for beginners who want to learn English by listening and by reading. Public life and talks for peace. Albert used his name to speak for peace. He wrote to leaders, and he joined groups that asked for fairness. He spoke against war and for human rights. He wanted a world with less hate and more care. His public life showed that scientists can also speak for good in the world. He also warned about the harm of some inventions. He wanted leaders to be careful. He wanted science to help people, not to hurt them. His words were calm and strong. Later years, and the search for a unified theory. In the last part of his life, Albert looked for one big rule for all forces. He wanted a unified theory. He worked on this idea for many years. He used math and a clear mind. He did not finish this search, but his effort inspired others. Many scientists later worked on the same goal. This patient work shows the value of steady effort. It shows that some ideas need many years and many people to find the answer. End of life and last words. Albert lived quietly in Princeton in the United States. He kept a calm life with music and friends. He walked and he wrote. He died on April 18, 1955. People around the world said kind words about him. Many students and teachers kept his books and his letters. His last words were heard by a few people. He kept his kindness and his desire to learn. He left a clear message for future people to ask why and to seek truth. Final thoughts and simple lessons. Albert Einstein was more than a scientist. He was a teacher and a kind person. He used imagination and patient work to find new truths. He taught that simple curiosity can lead to deep change. He taught that we must use science with care and with love for people. This biography story is made for beginner English listeners. It is a graded reader-style story for English listening practice. You can learn many useful words and grammar by listening. You can hear words like think, learn, work, teach, and discover. You can also hear simple past verbs like was, worked, wrote, and lived. Listen to this story many times. Read the text and listen again. Take small notes. Learn one new word each day. Practice speaking a short sentence or two. These small steps help you learn English and enjoy history. Please subscribe to our channel for more graded reader biography stories and English listening practice. Learn English with simple, true stories. Enjoy learning and enjoy listening. You can easily learn English with small steps. Thank you for listening to this biography story about Albert Einstein. Conclusion. Albert Einstein was a kind and curious man. He used his mind to ask big questions and to find clear answers. His life was full of work, music, and thought. He worked hard and he asked many questions. He showed that simple love for truth can help the world. This biography story is made for beginner English listeners. It is a graded reader-style story for English listening practice. You can learn many useful words and grammar by listening. You can hear words like think, learn, work, teach, and discover. You can also hear simple past verbs like was, worked, wrote, and lived. This story will help your listening skills and your vocabulary. If you want to learn English, listen to simple stories every day. You can enjoy history and learn language at the same time. This story is for beginner English listeners, and for people who want a clear and calm story. Please subscribe to our channel for more graded reader biography stories and English listening practice. Learn English with simple, true stories. Enjoy learning and enjoy listening. You can easily learn English with small steps. Thank you for listening to this biography story about Albert Einstein.